When I say Sega Genesis, what comes to mind? The Sega sound? Sega! Sega does what Nintendo don't. And what about games? Like Sonic the Hedgehog, NHL 95, Jurassic Park. Well, maybe not the last two. So just like Hollywood with their franchise reboots, I've got unfinished business with Jurassic Park.
Yo, it's L.
So I don't mean to get all heavy on you guys here, but I want to share a little story with you. So sit down, take off your clothes, open your mouth, and just relax and let me do my thing here. So, for those of you who don't know, I like to visit the sick hospitals. I like to visit the sick children, the dying adults, the feral and often insane elderly. And I like to listen to their stories. And I'm talking about real human stories here. Stories of heartbreak, of triumph, of perseverance. And I listen to these stories and I sit there and I look them in the eyes and I laugh because I'm doing better than they are. But last time I was there was this little girl. You know, we're talking about Pokemon and stuff. And her stomach starts hurting and she's complaining. See, she wanted some scrambled eggs for breakfast. Now, I'm no chef, I'm no doctor, I'm not what they call an educated man. So I don't know where the egg process went wrong. She wanted scrambled. She got an unhatched egg. I don't know what the error is. I can't tell you what the difference is. But she's complaining about, stomach pains and stuff. And whatever grows in an egg, whether it's a cat, a bat, a rat, a kinkajou for all I know, starts clawing its way out of this little girl, right? She falls to the ground, pool of blood everywhere. She looks at me, and I'll never forget this, her dying breath. She looks me in the eyes and she asks, "What do you think the people at Jurassic Park could have done differently?" That changes a man. But I looked her in the eyes, and I told her, dinosaurs. And we laughed and all that, you really had to be there. It was a hoot. But I told her, they should have brought people back from the dead. Like people like Albert Einstein and like other people like that, right? Now, what you do with these people is you don't release them into society. You don't let them pick up where they left off. No. You put them on an island. And this is sort of based off the cartoon Clone High. But in this show, you put all these brought back to life celebrities and all that. Put them on an island. Every week, you have this dude show up, right? And now this dude, he's black and white because he's from like the 60s and shit. He introduces some sort of sci-fi concept for the week. There's always a twist at the end that results in some sort of like moral story and shit. See, when I was a kid, I had an aunt. And she was much older than I was. But she had this boyfriend who, he got an Xbox. So he didn't want his Sega Genesis anymore. And that's right. He went from Sega Genesis to Xbox. The signs of him being a pothead was there all along. But the monkey paw of games I got was Sonic 2, which, if that was the only game I got, that would have been fine. I mean, it's Sonic 2, you know what I mean? But then I got NHL 95, which is a hockey game. Now, for those of you who don't know what hockey is, it's a game made by Canadians. They also invented curling, which is a sport that you play when you're too drunk to pick up a hockey stick. And the other game I got, Jurassic Park. Now, these three games, along with Kenta Kobashi, would later go to Japan and form the Four Pillars of Heaven. So let's play some Jurassic Park. So the game starts with a dinosaur yelling Sega at me. Fun fact, this is the actual T-Rex from the movies doing its own audio. So the game starts up, and if you don't press anything, a little demo plays. The guy runs around for a bit, and then he just stands there because the game can't be bothered to play with itself. Then there's a password system. So, because I'm dumb, I don't know what the password system is. But I knew of a place that might know. So I went to an ancient temple called a library. And what this library is a collection of old shit. And you can go there, and you can look at it, you can read it, you can like touch it and stuff, and you learn. And man, that was crazy. So what I learned was you couldn't save back in the day in video games, because video game consoles back then, they didn't have memory card slots. And I know what you're thinking, L, why not just put the save file onto the game? That's crazy, right? Well, the problem is, video games back then were very lazy. You see, they were overly unionized, so they weren't gonna do shit. So, video game developers had to come up with some sort of workaround. And it was a password system. So basically, you beat a level, you get a password, now you can start off with that level. Some games didn't have this because a lot of games back then were actually unfinished. So, to make sure that nobody would ever find out, they didn't include any passwords, and they would usually make the third or fourth level so hard that you would never know the game was never complete. I checked out the options menu, which was actually cutting edge in the Sega Genesis times. Apparently the Bible actually has a chapter about how life was back in the Genesis days. Read that, then imagine how cool this console would have been back then. And last, we have the option of picking Human Grant or Dinosaur Raptor. So this is a type of big budget game where you can play as two characters, which allows you to get two different endings. It's a lot like Metroid on the NES, where if you beat that game quickly enough, you'll get a secret cutscene where Samus is there. Then she removes her armor just to show everybody her tits. The cutscene plays, then I voice over the next part.
You have broken out of the raptor cage, and you are free to roam the island. You have picked up the scent of Dr. Grant. As you stalk him through the jungle, beware of armed guards.
And the game does nothing if you don't. The game starts off and damn, this bass line is funky. Oh, you feel that, girl? That's the bass. Oh, somebody get me a map, because I'm lost in this bass. This guy shoots me with a rocket, then electrocutes me. I jump up and avoid the next guy. I fall down and walk around these dinosaurs. Then I realize they actually hurt me. I mean, that sort of makes sense. I want you to cast your memory back to the ending of Jurassic Park. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but cast your mind back. So at the end of the movie, the humans escape into space, and they go into a black hole which spits them out 1,001.5 years in the future. And the dinosaurs have taken over the world. Then they destroy themselves. And now the world is ruled by monkeys. And they bring our protagonist from the movie and the talking dinosaur from Jurassic Park 3. And I'm talking about the ending of the movie here. They bring them to this place, right? And the camera, it's beautiful cinema. The camera sort of just pans to the dinosaur's face, right? I'm talking about the talking dinosaur from Jurassic Park 3, okay? So they pan the camera to him, right? You just see he's looking, right? And now because he's a dinosaur, you can't really tell what his emotions are. So you see like a tear coming down his face. And he falls to his knees and he cries out, "You bastards! You blew it up!" Right in front of this giant T-Rex skull. Absolute cinema. IGN gave the movie an 8 out of 10. As a dinosaur, I can kick things and bite dudes, as well as die in spike traps. I chew on this guy a little bit, then I make my way through the level, trying to kill enemies. I die in another pit and decide to change my style. I try to take out who I can quickly and try not to get hit. And if it comes in handy, I can jump pretty high by holding up. Now I'm just looking for a way to progress through the level. Eventually I find my way through and even got some health. I get past this dinosaur And further ahead I fight another, then see Dr. Grant. I jump down and died again, getting my first game over. So let's start over, and now that I'm warmed up, let's do this. I tried to dodge the first guy and accidentally jumped into spikes. Later I get shocked by this idiot. I took out some more enemies on my way to the last area. I accidentally slipped off but somehow jumped in midair and landed down safely. I used my falcon kick to get across, and that's the level.
You sense Grant is near. Make your way through the power station, but beware of electricity.
Level 2 starts, so I have to take out these idiots and eat some chicken. I super jump to see where I have to go up, then I got up here and took out the Smoky Bandit. Further ahead I pushed this box, only to find out I did it for no reason, so I kicked this dinosaur to death. Later on, these two guys Eiffel Tower me, and I got away with a little bit of health. After a few attempts I jumped up here, and with low health, I safely take out the shocker and eat his chicken. I wasn't sure if I needed to activate the switch thing, but a dinosaur killed me before I could find out. So I jump up and make my way back to where I was. I dropped down and ended up getting killed by these two enemies. I go back to a little bit before the spot I died, so I could take this other way up instead. Turns out that wasn't really helpful, so now I head back to whereabouts I died before. The human Tesla coil sends me flying, then I decide, screw it, and jump attack my way out of the level. The rolling text cutscene plays, and I'm too lazy to do voices for each one of these. So here's level 3. Oh man, this level. I remember this level. It's a real pain in the ass to jump around in. Oh, yeah. All the memories are coming to me, a lot like how all of my exes still are. It starts off innocently enough with an enemy, then you jump up here and get chicken, and I jump kick this freak. Then I accidentally ran off the edge. I respawned and took this idiot out. I positioned myself to jump, but I died. Then I tried to jump kick across, and I died. You can imagine how many attempts this level might take. Luckily for me, the password system autofills with the most recently unlocked password. So my next attempt I die, I get back up to the chicken wing ledge, then die, and last life before game over. And I try to see if I can break this thing open. I can't, so I jump down and I die. I hate this level. It's like, I probably would have more fun being in a real sewer at this point. Eventually I get up to the top and down to the next area. I wait for the right moment to take out this annoying electric guy. I make my way through destroying all the humans, then I fall to my death. On another attempt, I knew whereabouts to land. I jump across here and up to get a chicken wing that cost me my life. And wouldn't you know it, it puts me back here, so I can jump down and die again. Eventually I got my way there, which is a bit easier than before, but still not really easy. You have to remember, back in the day, the actual collision of things didn't always match their on-screen models. This jump is pretty annoying. Like, how do I fucking get through here? Am I doing something wrong? Oh, I was going the wrong way, like a fucking idiot. I deserve this game over. I'm even further than I was before, and now it's just annoying guys in tiny crawl spaces. I see Grant and keep kicking in case an enemy spawns. Now this level is a great reminder of how, even into the PS1 era with games like Crash Bandicoot, precision jumping is something that not only added to the difficulty of a game, but in a lot of cases, added to the infamy of a game as well. I really hope the rest of the game isn't like this, or I'm going to eat it like a dinosaur would eat Jeff Goldblum. Okay, so it looks like we're in the Mojave. I jump past this raider and right into a game over. So I'm back, and off the bat, precision jumping gets me again. I do make my way through the level though, and I kick some communists for fun. Then I jump up and fall out of the level. Well, that took like a minute to beat. Honestly, it probably took me like a minute to beat that level. It just felt like filler. like in Dragon Ball Z when Goku and Piccolo went to get their driver's licenses. Ugh. Yeah, I think we can all agree the worst part of Dragon Ball Z was definitely the filler. So we followed Grant to this place, and the music in this level makes me want to fight someone of a 90s sci-fi anime. I jump around a whole bunch, then I get to this door and do everything I can to open it. That must be the wrong way, so I try to enter this black hole thing. I look for another route, but just find chicken. I can't push this block, so now I'm just confused. I find more chicken, but nothing else. Like, where the chicken do I go? I try this door again, but nothing. I try the black hole again, but nothing. I swear this door is a way to go. I run at it, kick it, bite it, but still nothing. I just had an idea, but then that ended up overworking my brain and I passed out. One of the door was the right way and I was too slow to get to it. So I let this dinosaur kill me and I try again. I run past the Jurassic Park sign and make for the door. Turns out you have to press up in front of the door. I feel like I'm about to have an AVGN moment, but in all seriousness, all I had to do was press up, which is very frustrating because there's nothing else like that in the game, and half the time when I was jumping, I was holding up, but apparently that didn't count. If I don't have to defeat an enemy, if I don't have to solve a puzzle, if I don't have to do anything to earn progression in the level, it's just, oh, you gotta press this random button. It's like, at that point, it's an annoying obstacle and you should have just got rid of it. So I jump on this dinosaur and yay, another door. I took out these humans, and as I made my way down, I had to fight even more of them. And I think this may be the end of the level. No, it's just the end of the first part. I fight my way through, but my health is too low and I get taken out. So let's go use the password, and it starts us off at the beginning. I think avoiding combat would be smart, although difficult, and I try to get to the next area as safely and quickly as I can. Luckily, I sort of know what to expect, but I still try to be on the lookout. I got past part 1, and I'm back into part 2. I take some damage, but I fight past, and I get to another door. My health may be low, but I got past part 2. I get through this quick part and into the final area. Took out the ceiling guy just to get taken out by another. And for some reason, I just can't seem to get up here. I don't even bother with this ceiling guy and just run past. I get up, but further ahead I get knocked down. And I can't seem to get him. And of course, he takes me out. Man, this is like some Metal Gear Solid close quarter combat type of shit. Like, I am a dinosaur in a ceiling. Like, in this guy, this being a 90s platformer, every time I get hit, I get knocked back. This guy hits me before I can hit him. It's very frustrating. I tried this again, and since I'm on my last life, I don't want to get a game over. But I'm stuck here against the ceiling guy. So after another attempt, I got back here, but I have 1 life and he does it again. After a while, I got him though. I proceed with caution, as humans are their most dangerous while in a ceiling. I get to the next area, and Grant is just destroying me. I get pissed, so I just kick this dinosaur down, then Grant runs off. The dinosaur skeleton explodes, and a cutscene explains I climbed into a large crate, and a cargo ship takes me to the mainland. Then a quick cutscene plays of the raptor in a box. So the credits play, and I think to myself, if these people who made the game are anything like the people who made the actual park, then who knows what kind of immoral acts and war crimes all of these people have committed. Then audio plays of a dinosaur puking, and the T-Rex yells Seg at me once again. Raptors going off to sea, puking dinosaurs, and T-Rexes to keep shouting the name of the companies they work for. What a fitting end to a Sega Genesis game. In all actuality though, that last fight, if you can call it that, was pretty shitty, wasn't it? Like, I just sort of jumped down, kicked a statue, and Dr. Grant just sort of ran by. Didn't even stop him, he just ran by. But, you know, you get what you pay for. But I am here, back from the dead for one night only, to beat this game. You see, as a kid, I beat it as a raptor, but I never beat it as Dr. Grant. I never beat it as a human. So today, I'm here to do that. Because honestly, I want to get real with you for a moment. Not beating this game as a kid really left its mark on me. Like, it really affected me and shit. Like my low test scores, my love of eating ass, and the reason my grade 11 math teacher refused to sleep with me. Alright, time to play as Dr. Grant. We get another cutscene, then a raptor asks me if I had $1, and a T-Rex shakes the car as we flash in and out of existence. Or sorry, the Rex, as the cutscene calls him. Next, I rush to collect ammo and I jump on this dino. I try to run through the level like Sonic, but that didn't really work. Next, I evade an Aerodactyl who tries to eat my head, and I collect some much needed health. And I'm not joking, as it looks like you have to land in these spikes, so you really did need that health. After taking this dinosaur out, I try to collect some ammo, but I take fall damage. It does make sense I take fall damage. I mean, I'm not arguing with that. But for me, it's just frustrating because I was just playing as the raptor and I didn't notice any fall damage. So now going to the human, it just feels like in terms of a gameplay perspective, I have to be a lot more conscious of my jumps going forward. And I collect what I'm assuming are lethal darts. I go down another slide and I jump, landing right before the spikes. And in classic video game style, I use a tree branch to leap into the air. Ever thought you would climb vines in a Jurassic Park game? Then over here is a clearly breakaway branch. Looks like this leads to the same end area as the raptor. Chocolate cookies fall from the sky. Grant has a fun little ledge animation, then I continue heading down, and guess what? More spikes. Over here I land on the Lochness Monster's head, and I sort of shot it to test its endurance. I let it smoke this grenade and it went home to Scotland. And that's level 1. Power station time. And I don't remember much about this level, but it does seem pretty straightforward. And as I'm getting these darts, it turns out I can climb this wire. So I explored the level a bunch, but I ended up looping back to the beginning. Once I get back to this corner, I now know I can climb the wires. Which led me to this elevator, and I followed it to what seemed like a dead end. But I remembered the box from earlier. It now serves as my companion cube, and I bring it with me to help me progress. This part's really annoying because I'm pressing up, but he won't climb. Eventually he does, and I get my way to the top. Then I do some Metal Gear sneaking in this little vent. It leads to a raptor, and I escape into the next area. The music does change, and I feel like there's a boss fight coming up. But all there was a battery and a raptor, which I took out. But that got me life in the electric chair. Coming back, I was way more careful, and I made it to what I was hoping was the last part. I took another elevator, and further ahead is the Rex. Unsure what to do, I throw a flashbang. I drop down here and play around with the switch, and as I select my weapon, Rexy eats me. Okay, let's try this again. So I managed to make my way through this level without dying, but in the end, guess what happened? So I made my way back to the 70s rock band T-Rex. Here I'm pressing down, but he just won't climb the ladder, and I don't want to get eaten again. Eventually it works, and there we go, that's level 2. Next is a boat level. What could go wrong? Well, first you fall off a waterfall. Like, what the hell do I do? Oh, I just get a game over. Of course it's a game over. Like, if you have anger issues and you play this level, you're gonna start punching holes in your drywall. Okay, well I tried pressing the directions and I can turn around. So I'll try going over it backwards,
but as you expected, that didn't work. Next try, I can hold left or right to go faster, which allows me to make it over the waterfall. Then a fucking pterodactyl hits me in the face. Then downstream a little bit, I got off to collect ammo and fuel. And, son of a bitch, I can't get back in the boat.
This is by far the most frustrating game in this level. Okay? So frustrating I said that sentence wrong. But like, even more annoying than the Raptor sewer level.
So, I have to drown myself in not even a foot of water. Next time I make sure to park the boat sticking out, but that didn't work. And on the third try, I did it. On this ledge, I got some more fuel and ammo, then I made my way over here and got a game over. I tried again, and I'm not sure if it was luck or what, but I actually landed in the water and survived. After getting health, I was almost trapped by a raptor. And I found another battery, and I'm still not sure what they do. And for some reason, there's a T-Rex down here. This part took me a few tries to get past, but I did get through and find a new boat. As you can see, the Lochness Monster came back with its friend, asking if I had anything else they could smoke. Then I found a lonely dinosaur on a lonely island, and I found the level exit. I'm back in the sewers, and I smell so bad, Loch Ness ran away. I wasn't sure how to open this, so I had to find another way around. I ended up stuck on Loch Ness, and I'm pretty sure she dragged me under on purpose. So I start again, and I see I can press a button to open the manhole cover. It looks like they put a dinosaur skull here for you to land on, and if you do, it damages you. I run around a bunch, unsure where to go, so I loop around and eventually make my way to the bottom right, where I'm crushed to death. So I try again, and the same thing happens. And wouldn't you know it, the wheel got me again. I also lost a life on a missed Loch Ness jump. On my last life, I did get pretty far into the level. And wouldn't you know it, another T-Rex. I got past, and this part is pretty difficult. Somehow I made it to the Terminator 2 chain, pulling myself up and across. Now I'm at this almost hallway-like part, and I'm super careful not to let one of these raptors take me out. It ends up almost happening, but I escaped just in time. Level 5 starts with a small dino trying to ambush you. Up ahead, I fell between two raptors, and that was a game over. I go through the password system. This time I shot one of the raptors down and the other just fell off. Further ahead are some red darts, but I can't seem to reach them. I did find some more after progressing a bit, and this crafty raptor dodged my attack. What the hell do I do here? The enemy just keeps hitting me. Like, holy shit, great, there's health, but did we really have to do that? Hey, Loch Ness is back. Makes me wonder if we'll see another T-Rex in this level. Well, a surprise raptor jumps down, and I jump out of the level. So, according to the intro text, I'm in a volcano. Man, I need to stop watching movies sober, because I just don't remember there being a volcano in Jurassic Park at all. And I know what you're thinking, Al, you know, this game is a filler level, right? But here's the interesting thing. I do remember seeing the trailers for the Chris Pratt Jurassic Park movies, and I looked it up, and a volcano does go off in those movies, which leads me to believe that the Jurassic Park Chris Pratt movies were clearly based off this Sega game.
It's a fact.
So that starts off and I fall to death. Great. Then a minute later, I jumped under a ledge, and that cost me. Last life, I almost got kicked into lava by a raptor, but one flash grenade later, and that's the shortest level of them all, level 6. We're finally at the last level, and the intro text tells me the raptors have a bone to pick with me.
They have a bone to pick with me. Well, that's funny, because the raptors have been trying to kill me this entire game, but apparently no, I'm the asshole.
After a strange dance on a strange staircase, I take out Raptor 1. Then I die for my old friend fall damage. Not sure why I did in that voice. But let's start again, and I jump up to the ceiling and I try to be safe. I blow up the first raptor, then the second, and I get another useless battery. I can't remember what to do with this part, but I swear this box has something to do with it. So I take this raptor out again, and I don't believe there's a way to take them out for good. No matter what I do, they won't stay down. So it leads me to believe the raptors can't die, but they just get knocked out for a bit. Then over here, it looks like I can climb some lights, which means I could reach the box. Or I guess not, I could just shoot it down. Hey, it's my old friend, the T-Rex. Then we get back to the annoying ass door from earlier, and after this dinosaur, I get to an elevator. I press a bunch of buttons and go down a floor. This part is pretty much going room to room, door to door, fighting dinosaurs. This raptor thought he got me stuck up here, but I temporarily knocked him out with knockout gas. I ran upstairs and into the next area. This starts off by me running for my life from this raptor, and after a few attempts, I get into the ceiling. But now that I'm the human, the ceiling is my home turf. And now we've made it to the part from my childhood I could never beat. Yay! We get to relive my childhood nightmare. These dinosaurs won't be taken out by any weapons. You can take fall damage. Oh, and this ledge here is fake. Plus, if you land down here, the raptors get you. And guess what? One touch and you're done. So now you've sort of experienced what this level was like for me as a kid. Getting to the end and just never being able to beat it. And just being angry, knowing that. But a couple of years ago, I found out how to actually beat it. Turns out you have to use grenades to blow up the statues and they'll fall on the dinosaurs or something. Sounds pretty easy. I don't know how many attempts it's gonna take me, but you never know until you try, so this is it. Now that I know what to do for the first time in my life playing this level, let's see if I can actually beat it. I did throw some explosives and the dinosaur bones fell, but I was still taken out. I tried to blow up the base of the skeleton again, and it backfired. So many childhood nights ended up in me furiously staring at this game over screen. For 20 years, it's been a constant reminder that I am a failure. So let's not even mention the amount of time it took me to get back here to the final room, especially making it back here with 3 lives. Well, my only hope now is to keep practicing. Much like a speedrun that has RNG in it, I just have to keep playing and just hope I get lucky and I just get on a run where I can throw the grenades at the right time, right place, whatever, and blow up the statues. So I dropped between the raptors, throw some grenades, and that did nothing. And I'm out of explosives. So I try again, and the first one bounces back. That didn't seem to work, so I try the other side. And great, the skull fell on my head. I make one last attempt. Did I do it? Please don't tell me he's standing like that because the game glitched. Come on, man, I've waited my whole life for this moment. Like, don't tell me I was just robbed of it. No way, the text cutscene's playing. And there's a shitty endgame cutscene. Man, I was in such disbelief there for a bit, but it's like I did it. I finally did it. Like 15, 20 years ago, I picked up this game and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna beat it. Okay, I managed to beat it as a raptor, but I could never beat it as a human. No matter how much I try, I just never got close, never figured it out, was never sure what to do. And it's just nice that some sense of closure, of knowing I finally beat this. Is it some just random ass Sega Genesis game? Yeah, it is. But that's not what's important. What's important is that I finally laid this to rest. I finally beat Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis.
The boyhood dream has come true.
Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. Is it a masterpiece? Is it a hidden gem? No. But you know what? It's not that bad of a game either. And honestly, this video, it's not a review. I'm not going to talk about the ups and downs of the game. Who gives a shit? This video was made because when I was a kid, and I still remember it was a Friday night, I picked this game up and I remember thinking, since I own this game, I might as well beat it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. How hard could it be? And it just, I don't know.
It always bugged me as a kid, knowing that I could get to the very end, I can get to the last fight, I could beat the game as a raptor, but as a human, I just never could. And a couple of years ago, I learned how to do it. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just that feeling of like, I failed so many times in this goal before that it would feel nice to finally achieve it, to finally beat it. And yeah, maybe as trivial as like, Elle, you're an adult, you're beating a child's video game on a child's console, man. Like, what are you doing? You gotta do better, Elle. You gotta do better, man. But it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, I look at it like this. I set out a goal all those years ago, and I always fell short. And I finally did it. And I hope that motivates you, because you don't know when we're gonna blow ourselves up or when your last day is gonna come. So go out there and do something, you lazy bastards. It is cool that you get to play as a dinosaur and you get to play as a human. I don't know too many games where you get to do either one of those things, so I really like that. Really cool stuff, I have to say.